Hey, baby. Tuesday at 12 a.m. is Wednesday at midnight. Yeah.
Broadcasting from the Today in News digital studios at 0000 out of the New York metropolitan area on Big Dog Music Radio. Here's the conservative talk show host of Wednesday at Midnight, Trey Martin.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Good evening. This is Wednesday at Midnight. This is Trey Martin. Number here is 347-838-8898. We have an interesting show tonight because we have two terrific people on tonight. One's going to be on with me early. Ken Scholla is his name. He's a pro broadcaster. Been on a lot of radio shows and has done a lot of media. And we're looking forward to speaking to him. But listen, we have a pre-existing condition here, so we're going to call our insurance company and get on the stick. I saw Ted Cruz earlier. He's really terrific. I wish him the best. You know, I mean, he's knocking his brains out because he promised his constituents that he would get rid of Obamacare, and he's doing the best he can, and he's doing great, and I applaud him for it. I know Mark Levin loves Ted, and most of us all like Ted. The establishment don't quite get Ted, you know, and Mike Lee and and Marco and you know, Rand. They don't get them because they're like mavericks. They're like, we used to call John McCain a maverick. Well, he's not a maverick. He's a Democrat. So we found out he's not a maverick anymore. But I'll tell you who's the maverick. Who's the maverick is the IRS chief that, or whatever she was. I forget what her title was. Lois Lerner. I got a kick out of it because I came up with this line today, and I told them at the nightclub. I said, she took the fifth, and now she took the exit, you know. But she's going to get about $50,000 or $60,000 a year just for fun, you know, as our pension, and she's going to do okay. But I got a feeling, even though there's a whole cabal over there, they really don't want to mess up their people that have been around them and stuff like that. Issa says he's going to call her in, but I'll believe that when I see it. I don't know. You know, he says he's going to call her back because she shouldn't have made that statement. I'm innocent. I didn't do anything wrong. Ba 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 ba, and then say my counsel has advised me to take the fifth. And you're not allowed to do that. You just got to say my counsel has advised me to take the fifth, and that's it. But she made a complete statement before, and that Senator Trey said that, she should not be let go because she made a statement blah, 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 at the hearing. But listen, they kept her on and they let her go anyway. But they say they're going to bring her back. Well, I'll believe that when I see it. Lois Lerner took the fifth, and now she took the exit, retired on us. But listen, there's 90 days till Christmas. There's a week to Obamacare, 90 days to Christmas. That is if the terrorists don't behead Santa before. I mean, these guys are really pros, these guys. I want to know what they do for a living, these guys. Do they do anything for a living? They just blow up places, blow themselves up, attack places. I mean, is that their gig? I can't even get with the program of how they think, these guys. These guys must be, they're in another dimension. I don't know where they're at. Anyway.
Mr. Martin?
Yes, Lisa?
Yes, we have Mr. Scholla on the line.
Oh, he's a good guy. Put Kevin on. I thought it was my friend Kenny Chandler. It's Kevin Scholla. everybody. Kevin Scholla. Come on with me, Kevin. What are you doing?
Trade Martin, the King of New Jersey. How are you?
How are you, buddy? The
Thanks
King
for
of New
having
Jersey.
me.
I like that. I'm going to
There you
use that
go.
at the club. I'm going to use that at the nightclub. I like that.
There you go. There you go.
You know,
You can have it on me.
Okay, well, I'm going to use it. I'll use your name when I use it. I don't like to.
Okay.
I don't like to use anybody's material. But listen, I remember. Do you remember a place I used to? I don't want this to be about me, but before after we got off the phone when we spoke about that you were from Springfield originally, I used to play a place on 22 years ago in about the late 70s. It was called the Playground Lounge, and it was on Route 22. It was down in that area, in the Greenbrook area. It was in the Greenbrook area. And I don't know if you remember the place, but it was a pretty hot place at the time. It looked like a stupid go-go bar, but it wasn't. It was like a music place. Anyway.
Yeah, a little further down there. But, yeah, a lot of those places, they've gone in and out from restaurants to clubs and then changed the name and whatnot.
Oh, they change all the time, sure.
But yeah, that was the heyday. That was the heyday of those types of places, sure.
Yeah, these guys are mob guys. They were nice guys. They were iron workers. I don't think they worked one day in their life, but they were with the union, and they used to get some kind of a salary or some kind of a thing, some kind of a no-show job. And once in a while, they used to go up, not that high, probably on a ladder. They had a three-step ladder they used to go up. These guys are funny, the iron workers. Anyway, listen, I want to get to your thing. Man, I love the fact that you got SarahNET Radio and you do the Palin update. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words on that. We've been going strong now for a few years now. We started it up when we thought that Governor Palin might run for the White House in 2012, and when she announced late in 2011 that she would not seek office, well, we kept it going anyway because she didn't run, but she didn't go anywhere, and she's certainly made an impact with all of her endorsements and all of the things she's been doing since then outside of office. So each and every week, SarahNETradio.net, you can check out our show. We have a great guest every week, a lot of times a candidate, but plenty of times not. We have, we run the gamut from sports to authors to actors, anyone who's, constitutional conservatives, those who back Governor Palin, and then we have the Palin News each week, what the governor is up to, and then some great commentary from Susan Stimson in Virginia and Sarah Steelman in Missouri. So we're all over the country and really trying to get that word out there, really of common sense more than anything else, because that is certainly what we're lacking in Washington and in a lot of places in our country today.
Absolutely. Well, what do you think? Though, Kevin? You think she may? I mean, I predicted a year before that she wouldn't run. I mean, I told Elizabeth, our mutual friend, I wanted to bet her. She didn't want to bet me, but I told her, I said, listen, Sarah's not going to run. She goes, oh, no, she's going to run, definitely. Oh, yeah. Well, I said, I hope she runs, too. I love her, but she's not going to run. I knew she wasn't going to run. That was just my opinion. Nobody else told me. And I bet a couple of people, and I won the bet. Not a big bet, but I would have loved to seen her run, but I knew she wasn't going to. Now, to get back to the running for president, I would hope she would run this time because I believe she could beat Hillary Clinton. I don't think we have anybody else who could beat her.
Well, we certainly need someone who is an opposite of what we keep getting, and that's the problem that happened the last two elections. Against Barack Obama, you had a John McCain and a Mitt Romney, and this Republican Party is just not learning that you can't beat someone like that with someone who's a little less bad.
Right, I understand, sure.
You have to have an opposite. And already you're hearing the names of Christie and Rubio and Bush. Well, those are three losses right there. So hopefully they wake up in time. And if not, you're going to get closer to a creation of a third party. And, Palin has hinted at that at times. And you look at what happened just today, Ted Cruz, one of the few in Washington that we could actually trust. I mean, think about it. He's only been there for 9 months, and he's done more than half of these guys who've been there for 30 years. And, so you have to look at the few people that we can latch on to and hope that they can take over and show what this country is supposed to be about, what our founders knew it would be about if you follow the Constitution. And I think that, someone like Sarah Palin could certainly be behind that one way or another. I would love for her to run. Obviously, if she is not a candidate, well, certainly, someone that she would be able to get behind 100%. There's a few of them out there. Most of them aren't in politics because, as you know, people don't even want to get involved in it because it's such a garbage game.
Of course. But the thing is, see, Sarah has a real... She's like a household name. I mean, there's the liberals hate her, but which we love. We love that the liberals hate her. I mean, they're not going to vote for anybody who's real conservative anyway. So,
right.
But the moderates, I believe, would vote for. A lot of them would vote for Sarah, especially if they heard her, if they started listening to her. I mean, she makes a lot of sense when she speaks. She looks great. Not because of her looks, but she's like a household name. She's the only, it's a popularity contest. And that's why Hillary has got, I don't like Hillary at all. I call her the empty pantsuit. And now I call her the empty Benghazi pantsuit. Now if the Benghazi thing comes out, that's going to ruin Hillary. And I think it's going to hurt Hillary a lot. And that's why the Democrats are doing this stuff there. There's nothing to this Benghazi thing. There's nothing to it. I got Benghazi in my blood. I'm really annoyed about the Benghazi thing between you and I, Kevin. But if Palin comes out and goes against Hillary, she's got the name that can beat Hillary. And I don't think anybody else does. I don't think Ted Cruz does. I don't think Rand Paul can. I don't think Marco Rubio can. I don't think Mike Lee can. And I think maybe Rush Limbaugh might be able to do it, but I don't have anybody else in mind.
Well, Governor Palin, as you said, she has that name recognition. And the other thing that she has in her back pocket, which is very unique, that no one has ever had, you see the things that they bring out against candidates, whether they're true or not. The media's they look what they did to Mitt Romney, basically saying he killed a woman with his, with his health care situation as a businessman. The thing about Governor Palin, they have gone after her already in every way, shape, and form possible with fictitious nonsense, with that BS movie that was on HBO, with the lies.
I see it from my window. I see them from my window.
Right. Something that was said on Saturday Night Live, and they contributed to. They attribute it to her. She has already been vetted, and in a fictitious way, and in every other way. So you could not do anything to her. And the other thing is, she comes at it, like a Ted Cruz today, in plain English, and speaks to people the way that we understand, and not only understand but believe. And that is a refreshing thing, considering we've had 8, or we're going to have 8 years. It's only been 6, unfortunately. Let's go already with this president.
Get another 3.
But of a guy reading a teleprompter, as opposed to someone like a Governor Palin who doesn't read a speech. She speaks from the heart, and
Absolutely.
Where she stands, and and it's there. But as far as Benghazi trade, we really appreciate the fact that you are banging the drum there and not letting it go.
I don't want to let that go.
Unlike some that think it's so convenient. Can you imagine? Look what happened to President Nixon for a botched break-in nonsense. And every, there's been music about it and movies, and, Watergate's the worst thing that ever happened. Meantime, here you have 4 dead Americans who were left there while who knows where the heck we still don't know where the president was officially. You hear different things. And here you go saying, well, you know what, that's over. Let's move on to something else. Let's make up issues, phony issues about guns or gays or whatever to change the topic, and it's just disgusting. So keep it up on Benghazi. We appreciate it.
Oh, we will. Listen, it bothers me so much. I wasn't in the military. I'm not sure about you. My father was, and my uncles all were. But it bothers me so much that they didn't make an attempt, not an attempt to save those guys. If somebody's sick and somebody calls me and said they're sick, I said, well, listen, I'll get there. I'll come right down tonight if it's somebody in my family or somebody I'm close to. I'll get down there some way. Even if I get down there late, I'm going to get there. But get somebody there. And these guys were just let go. I think that Obama and Hillary, or they had talked about this, they didn't want to shake up the Al Qaeda people there. They didn't want to come up against them, I guess. They didn't want to increase the damage, so they don't want to. But we killed our men. They killed our men. I can't believe it.
Oh, yeah, and they don't want anything to, be looked at this presidency, that he doesn't have everything under control. Because remember, he's going to sit down and talk to everybody. That we're going to be
sure.
a community organizer with known mass murderers. I mean, this is the approach that we were told, about quote unquote fundamentally changing America. Well, being stupid and saying we're going to talk to people who want to kill all of us just based on the fact that we are in this exceptional nation.
We're infidels. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Exactly. So you look what's happening, and not only was Benghazi not covered fully, and were Obama and Hillary and whoever you want to talk about not looked at the way they should have been by the mainstream media, but also the severity of what happened. Of course, yes, they died, but I mean, you hear the report when you get to the real nitty-gritty of this, of how they were tortured and for how long. And so you said about trying to get some help there. They could have gotten there 3 times before it was all said and done.
Absolutely, and that's what. I mean, I'm annoyed about the whole thing, but that really bothers me that they didn't even make an attempt. They didn't even get there. And now, you got this guy. I don't want to get off that, but you got this guy Rouhani, the new president of Iran. I mean, Ahmadinejad kept saying that we want to annihilate the Jews. We want to kill them. We want to. I mean, this is not too long ago. He said it a number of times. And now this guy, well, we're not making any nuclear weapons. We're just going to. I mean, these guys really just think they're joking with us, right? I mean, with Obama in office, they got to.
Yeah, and you mentioned Iran. I mean, that is where, if you want to zero in on a place, that's where the big problems really are. And he's talking about Syria. Everything that has been done, look at all of these things we've just talked about in a couple of minutes, from Benghazi to this Syria folly, to the NSA, to everything else, the gun situation. I mean, it's just scandal and nonsense and smokescreen one after another, and people are sitting back again. I don't think America likes these policies. I don't. I think it's really apathy is one of the biggest problems, and people really not having any idea who the heck their own congressman or senator is, and not knowing why their paycheck's so light, and not knowing why their liberty and freedoms are being stripped away, if they even know it's happening, right under your nose. And that's exactly what these types, these bureaucratic, lifetime academic politician elitists want, is to take, to strip us.
They want apathy. They want people not to bother them. We've been trying to call, our senators and everything, and some phones are, the voicemail is full. We couldn't get through. Some of them don't. I think Menendez, we called Menendez. Menendez, I did a funny thing about Menendez. In fact, I met Menendez years ago, and he's not on our page by any means. And every time I see him, I get sick. But we called him, and his line is like disconnected or something. So I guess he didn't pay the bill. He paid for the hookers, but he didn't pay for the bill.
Well, I was going to say, when you met him, were you disguised as an underage girl? How did that?
No, actually.
Think about that situation. Imagine that were a Republican if that came out. I mean, look how that was just swept under the rug.
Gone. They would have annihilated. He would have been out in a week. 1 week.
As they should be. But it's never mentioned. I mean, look at the pervert in San Diego, the mayor who just got bumped. Yes, a Democrat. But you notice any of the papers, whenever they talk about him, never is his party mentioned. But when it's when it was Mark Sanford, everything was like Republican. Of course, I know. It's unbelievable. Listen, man, we got to do this again, Kevin. I got. Steve Lonegan going to be on with me in a few minutes. So, good. We're glad he's on. We need candidates like Steve, someone we can trust. And there's a couple of other good ones right now, too. Rob Maness, who's running for Senate in Louisiana, and also Katrina Pearson, who's doing it from a primary level, trying to knock off the Republican first in Texas for Congress, which is something that Sarah Palin has suggested for people to go that route, because there's a lot of Republicans that need to be shown the door, too.
Absolutely. They're not Republicans, really. They're rhinos, and they're even worse than rhinos.
Well, Trey, I appreciate the opportunity. Please, anybody gets a chance to check out our show at SarahNETRadio.net. Every week we have a brand new show on the Palin Update, and you could follow us on Twitter at SarahNET Radio, and also me at Kevin Scholla, SCHOLLA. Trey, thank you for all you do. You're a great American, and I will definitely come back again.
You are, too. Thank you, Kevin. You're the best, man. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
All right, New Jersey King. Take care.
All right. Thanks. Kevin Scholla, everybody, really terrific guest. And he's got a great voice. He's been on the media a long time. He's very good. He's got to catch his show. We're gonna all catch his shows. All right. In the meantime, Lisa, are you there, Lisa?
I am here.
Hey, what's up? I think. We have any other calls over there?
Yes, in fact, Mr. Lonegan.
Mr. Lonegan's on? Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Then, let me give him a little announcement. This guy, Steve, is probably the most conservative person I know. I never met Sarah Palin. She's extremely conservative. He's on that wavelength. Sarah Palin, Ted Cruz, Rand Paul. Well, Rand Paul's a libertarian. Jim DeMint, he's on that wavelength, and he's a great candidate, and he's closing in on Cory Booker, big time. Cory Booker's taking this very casually because we're a Democrat state right here in New Jersey, and he's taking it like nonchalantly. But my buddy Steve Lonegan is catching up, so watch out for him. Okay, Steve, where are you? Stand up, for our Constitution. Stand up for America. Lonegan for Senator. What's happening, Steve?
Hey, Trey, good to be with you.
I'm happy to be with you, too. Listen, did you hear this morning that they defunded Obamacare in Egypt? They defunded Obamacare? No. They banned the Muslim Brotherhood. I mean, that's like defunding Obamacare in Egypt, isn't it? I mean, I'm so happy to hear that. I just saw it on the Drudge Report, and they took away their assets and everything. What a great day! My guest is I'm laughing over it because I can't believe it. My guest is Steve Lonegan, running for senator against a terrific opponent who should have been in the fire department, but he decided to be the mayor of Newark. Steve, how you doing?
Good. It's good to be with you, Trey.
All right, man. Listen, when is your next rally, and what's the strategy from now on? I know you're gonna do this.
We have 22 days out to what is the biggest election in the country between now and 2014. This is the only U.S. Senate race in the nation. And this election, by the way, is a one-on-one race. It's on Wednesday. I repeat, Wednesday. I'll repeat it again, Wednesday, October 16th.
It's very weird.
Never happened.
October 16th.
Never happened in New Jersey before that we had a Wednesday election.
Who picked? Who's the genius that picked this date?
This is the way the math works under the. This is the way the mathematics work under the statute, under the deadlines and timelines that have to be met. So it's dictated by statute. So nobody.
It is. Oh, I see. It wasn't just dictated by some guy in the office over there. I see. All right.
No, it wasn't. So this election is a U.S. Senate race between a conservative and a liberal, a Republican and a Democrat, and I'm honored to be the Republican candidate on the Republican side. On the opposite side of the ballot is a Hollywood stand-in, though, however, a stunt actor for Barack Obama named Cory Booker. So Cory Booker, who's the mayor of Newark, which has, by the way, soaring crime, unbelievable, 10 shootings in a row, unemployment of 14%, high school dropout rate of 50%. He will be the Hollywood stand-in for Barack Obama, the rubber stamp for Obamacare. The guy will continue the Obama legend or myth, or whatever you call it, of hope and change. So this election in New Jersey is either a validation of everything Barack Obama is doing. So if you got your letters in the last few days about how you're being thrown off your health insurance, or you're going to have to get new health insurance, or your premiums go up, that's what this election's about.
Absolutely.
This election is about the NSA. This election is about the NSA collecting your emails, your phone calls. If you like it, vote for the Hollywood stand-in. If you like what's happening to your health care, vote for the Hollywood stand-in. He's a rubber stamp for Obama. I'm not.
Steve, you're going to send shockwaves to the Democrat Party after this election. I remember when Cory Booker, your opponent, was on the talk shows, on a Sunday morning talk show. I forget the topic, but he said something off script, and then he got slapped around by the Obama administration. He had to go back, and he had to apologize about it. I mean, he's such a puppet for the Obama guys that it's unbelievable. So I'm so happy you're running against him, and you're the best conservative I've ever met. You know.
So, Trade, I appreciate it a lot. My website is Lonegan, LONEGAN.com, LONEGAN.com. If anybody can go to that site, if you're in New Jersey, you can go door to door, help volunteer. If you're not in New Jersey, you can do phone calls. You can also do the most important thing, and that's donate to this campaign, because my opponent tonight is in Hollywood. He'll be in Hollywood on Monday night with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Oprah Winfrey and Barbara Streisand having a Hollywood fundraiser.
Oh my God!
Yep.
When I hear those names, I get sick to my stomach. I'll tell you, I get sick.
So when I say he's the Hollywood stand-in for Barack Obama, I'm serious.
He is.
Exactly
I know
what he
that.
is.
Absolutely. 22 days away, Wednesday, October 16th. Steve Lonegan, vote for him. He's the best. He's the best. Steve, I want to thank you for being with us. I know you spoke to Mark Levin. You're going to be on there again with Mark?
Yes, I am. Yes, I was. And I was on John Gambling on WOR this morning. We're just continuing to work hard every day. So thank you.
What about Rick Perry? When is Rick Perry coming in?
October 1st. We have a series of Hands Off My Healthcare rallies across New Jersey. On October 1st, starting down in the Deep South, Mid-Jersey, Central Jersey, and North Jersey up at, the locations to be announced tomorrow. So.
I'm going to try to stop by. All right, Steve, thank you very much. Steve Lonegan, everybody. Vote Wednesday, October 16th. Don't forget, it's only 22 days. Get out there and vote. We're going to have a very small voting block, so we got to get out there and vote for Steve. Thanks, Steve. We'll talk to you later. Wednesday at midnight, everybody. See you, Steve. Bye-bye. Stand up, stand up for our Constitution. Stand up for America. Lonegan for Senator. Lonegan for Senator. Lonegan, he's the best. Nice guy. He's so sharp. He used to be the executive officer for Americans for Prosperity in New Jersey. And my girlfriend and I went to a lot of the American Prosperity things. We met Michelle Malkin. We met a lot of great people there. But he's terrific. We're going to have a very small voting block that day, probably about 1 million people. And there's a lot more than that in New Jersey. And if we get enough people out, Steve is going to win. We're going to be going to a victory dance, I'm telling you right now. We get enough people out. I just hope they don't set up anything. I'm always worried about the Democrats with what they have up their sleeve with the voting booths and stuff like that. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that everything goes legit. They keep on accusing us, the Republicans, of fixing elections and stuff like that, and of course it's always the person that's doing the wrong that accuses the other person of the same infraction, you know. So they make themselves look good. They accuse the other person of doing what they're doing. You know, Barack Obama is a prime example of that, you know. Well, anyway, listen, this is 347-838-8898. Yours truly, Trade Martin, here on Wednesday at midnight. And we're happy you were with us with Kevin Scholla earlier, SarahNET Radio, and the Palin update, and, of course, Steve Lonegan. I want to thank you for being with us tonight, everybody. I want you to catch Jimmy J and I on the Sunday Morning Funhouse Show, 9:30, this coming Sunday. And, of course, next week we'll see you right here on Wednesday at midnight, where we're going to be doing the same thing, coming up with a lot of new stuff for you. In fact, I wanted to mention that the administration wants to regulate tax preparers now. I mean, this is unbelievable. And the rent too high, man. The rent's too high is running in New York. Don't forget about that. And we'll see you next week. Keep the faith. Yours truly, Trade Martin, on Wednesday at midnight. Lisa and Andrew, thank you very much. Big Dog Music Radio. God bless everybody. And God bless Ted Cruz. Keep pushing to defund Obamacare. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.